Homo sapiens and Marbites, it's me Rogue Marby Scott, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back any new subscribers or watchers. So today's look was inspired by just me playing around with colour and not knowing what to do. So I did text one of my closest and just asked if, you know, what colours should I use in this palette. Now I did cheat a little just because I was using the NYX Ultimate Colour Palette, and yeah, one of the colours didn't pay off as well as I wanted it to, so therefore I used it somewhere else, my lips. So yeah, if you want to know how I got this look, keep on watching and I'll see you soon. Oh, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe before you watch the tutorial, or watch the tutorial and then make that decision. So Homo sapiens and Marbites, I am going to be placing a light wash of color corrector over my face. I'm using a orange color corrector, as you can see, and I'm using a light wash because I'm kind of happy with how my beard is showing at the moment. I mean, I did shave like early in the morning, so literally this is like what, 10 o'clock in the morning now, and I did shave like at 7, so I'm really happy with, you know, the beard not showing up so much and giving me a 5 o'clock shadow. But I just want my face to be evened out because when I do contour later on, I don't want my contours to look over dark. I want them to look, you know, natural as possible, as drag-ish makeup can look. So just setting that in place now with translucent powder, and then we're going to go on to put our foundation on with a damp beauty sponge, and just blend that all in before we carry on with this look. Now this look was a little tricky for me because I clearly didn't know what I was going to do with the color palette that I was given, and yeah, you know, I literally decided what I was going to do on the spot, as you see in this video later on. So now I am just concealing my eyes a little bit more, and I am just going to put my first layer of concealer on, and then I am going to go in with a second layer of concealer underneath my eyes once I finish blending out my forehead, nose and chin. Now it's quite apparent that my nose is very snatcherooed, so you'll see how I'm going to snatcheroo that nose later on. So just blending out all of that concealer now. I'm just going to make sure that it looks seamless and happy and bright. Just blending it with that same sponge that I've used to place everything else. I'm using the same sponge because I feel like if you use the same sponge to blend your makeup, it appears more natural rather than if you use different sponges and brushes, because you know, you want everything to blend in without there being any hint of a line. So as you can see, I've just gone underneath my eyes a second time, and I'm just going to blend that in before I move on. So with a lighter concealer, I'm using a brush now to lightly place where I want my nose highlight to be before I go in with the stick itself. And then I'm just going to, you know, blend in my nose to my forehead and not so much on the bridge of my nose, because I want my bridge of my nose to stand out really, I was going to say really much, but that's not even correct English. Anyway, I just want my nose to stand out. So as you can see, I'm going in very heavily, and this is a cream concealer from Black Opal, and then I'm just going to lightly blend the edges on my nose, and then obviously blend the edges of the forehead highlight that I've done with the brush, as well as obviously going in with the same sponge that I've already used. Now I'm just going to start applying my contour color, and as you can see, I'm going down the edges of my nose and I'm bringing that right up towards that triangular shape that I've created on my nose to give like that, you know, sharp bird-like illusion of a nose. And then obviously well, not obviously, but I'm going to go onto my cheeks with that same contour color, and I'm just going to place it there, and I'm going to place some on my forehead using the excess from the sponge itself. So when you're contouring your nose, depending on where and how you want it to look, and if you want a new nose itself, you're going to place that contour all the way up into your sockets. Now I'm doing my cheeks. I'm obviously going into my hairline, so you can't clock that I've got the contour on, and it's blending nice and seamless with my skin. And then I'm going to use that excess and go around my forehead after I've done my chin area or jawline, because I want my jawline to look a little bit more snatched than it already is. I do have like a little turkey neck underneath, but whatever, we can get rid of that with makeup. Get your baking powder out, because now it's time to bake the hell out of all of your highlighted areas. And now I'm going to prep my eyelids using a white concealer, and I'm going to blend that in using my finger, just because it's going to be a bit more seamless than using a brush. So I'm just sharpening up my nose again, just because I felt like once I sprayed and dusted off my face, it got lost. So I'm just sharpening that up, making sure that it's as bright as possible. And then I'm also going to use that same concealer to just to add a little tip on the ball of my nose. Using a pencil brush, I'm just gonna go and place that dark purple in the outer corners of my eyes and just pack it on really well before I go in using a fuchsia kind of pink to blend that out, just the corners of it. So as you can see, I'm just packing before I move on to blending out with the fuchsia using a fluffy brush. Now this brush was a little bit big for me, so I did have to go back in with the purple afterwards. However, I don't record that bit because I just want you kind of to have the gist of what the makeup looks like, and this video is pretty long, so I don't want you to, you know, have to be sitting on your butts, you know, watching for the whole 50 minutes it took me to do this look. Anyway, I'm going to blend those out and just build up that color. As you can see, the purple has faded, but I will go back in and darken that outer corner again. And then I'm going to use a blue, and I'm going to use that blue as my inner corner look, and then we are going to marry them by, you know, just gently blending with that same pencil brush into the darker purple and up towards the fuchsia color, but not so much. So maybe like, you know, a quarter into our eyelids. Now I'm just going to line my eyes with the green and yellow shades that were chosen for me in this palette that I'm using from NYX. I'm going in very lightly because I wasn't too sure if I was going to go over them completely with the eye look. So as you can see, you can see, but it's not that opaque, especially because I haven't even really set my under eyes with a whiter color either. So as you can see, the yellow payoff wasn't as opaque as it is on the brush, but I'm glad it wasn't, because yeah, it might have spoiled the look a little. Now, I'm not one for revisiting looks, but the way that I've lined my eyes with the yellow and obviously with my skin, I feel like it gave me a windswept look, and I think I may revisit this look again using the same technique as I'm using here. Now I'm going in with a white pomade, and I'm going to create my new cat's eye, or new shaped eye, and I'm just creating a small little triangle, and then I'm going to line my waterline with that pomade, which, where was the pomade from? The pomade was from Makeup Revolution, or Revolution Beauty. So yes, it's very safe to use on your eyes, and obviously I use the same pomade, or should I say pomade make from Makeup Revolution to do my eyebrows in, I think it was Cool Blue or Sea Blue, something like that. Wing liner time. So now I'm just, you know, carving out my wing liner, and I want the wing liner to be very parallel to the end of the white corner, and as you can see, I'm just lining it there. I'm not even going to show you how I'm filling it in, but I'm just going to show you how I shaped the whole line, and then I'm going to connect the bottom to the top. So being very inspired by drag makeup in this look, I decided I was going to create a few strokes of hairs. I chose not to go through the whole of the hair of my eyebrows, because I did. And now, as you can see, I'm now going over the contours of my nose with a powder, and I'm also going to use that same powder with a bigger brush to do the rest of my contours of my face. Going underneath my nose is important for this look, because I want my nose to look a little turned up rather than turned down. You get what I'm saying? And now it's time for highlighter. So I'm going to highlight the inner corners of my new eyes, and I'm also going to do down the bridge of my nose, the tip of my nose, and I'm also going to do my, you know, new sculpted cheeks. Or I wouldn't say new sculpted, because my cheeks are quite sculpted anyway, but anyway, they are sculpted in this video today. So yes, we're doing highlighter, and then we're gonna set our face one more time with some spray before we do our lips. So in today's look, guys, you already know that I'm wearing yellow lipstick, and I'm wearing the yellow lipstick from the Anastasia Beverly Hills makeup palette, lipstick palette, sorry, and I chose to use this yellow because the yellow that I wanted underneath my eyes wasn't even working for what I wanted to do. So I decided, you know what, I want banana lips, and I'm also going to add highlighter on them too, which you can see me doing now, and yeah, I love it. So guys, that's how I got the look, and I am so in love with it at the moment. I wished I went a little bit more Trixie Mattel with the eyes. However, I feel like for my eyes, maybe I might have got a little lost. I don't know, but maybe I might try it out one day and see what happens. And yeah, so I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Rogue Marby Scott.